Welcome to the video lecture on Maxwell's equations and electromagnetic waves. In this lecture, you are going to learn plane electromagnetic waves in vacuum, transverse nature of electromagnetic waves, and polarization of electromagnetic waves. Now, the plane waves are waves that possess variation only in the direction of the propagation, and their characteristics remains constant across the planes normal to the direction of the propagation. Suppose the plane electromagnetic wave traveling along the x-axis, the electric and magnetic vibrations are uniform and confined to y-z plane and is a function of x and t only. So the wave is propagating in this particular direction, in the x direction. The electric field is varying here in this direction, and magnetic field is varying in the z direction. So they are confined to x y z plane, and the wave is moving only in the x direction. So such a wave is called plane electromagnetic wave. Consider a plane electromagnetic wave propagating along the x-axis. If the time varying electric and magnetic fields are along y and z axis respectively, then we can write the equation for Ey and Bz in vacuum as Ey is equal to a cos 2 pi by lambda into x minus c2 ct into ay hat. So this ay hat represents the unit vector in y direction. So the electric field is varying in the y direction only. The magnetic field is given by Bz equal to 1 by c into a cos 2 pi by lambda into x minus ct into az hat. So az hat is the unit vector in the z direction only. So magnetic field is in the z direction only. So this is the normal wave equation which we are using. So here c represents the velocity of the propagating electromagnetic wave in vacuum. So lambda is the wavelength. So both electric and magnetic fields are in phase with each other. So the ratio of the amplitudes of the electric and magnetic fields from equation 1 and 2 is given by Ey by Bz is equal to c. So where Ey is the magnitude of Ey, vector Ey. Similarly, Bz is equal to the magnitude of the vector Bz, that is the magnetic field. So, the electromagnetic wave equation in free space is given by del squared E minus mu into del squared E by del T squared equal to 0. So comparing the above equation with the general wave equation, so del squared F minus 1 by V squared del squared F by del T squared equal to 0. So this is the general wave equation. So comparing this and this, we can write 1 by V squared is equal to mu E. 1 by V squared is equal to mu E. Hence, the velocity of the electromagnetic wave is V is equal to 1 by square root of mu E. Now, the velocity of the propagation of the electromagnetic wave in vacuum, where mu is equal to mu naught and epsilon equal to epsilon naught. So, C is equal to 1 by square root of mu naught into epsilon naught. So, if you calculate that one, you will get it is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So that is the velocity of the electromagnetic wave in vacuum. Now, transverse nature of the electromagnetic waves. So here, in an electromagnetic wave, electric and magnetic field vectors are perpendicular to each other and at the same time are perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of the wave. This nature of the electromagnetic wave is known as a transverse nature. So the electric field is varying in the y direction. So it is varying in the y direction. Magnetic field is varying in the z direction. The wave is propagating in the x direction. So this type of wave is called transverse waves. So the electromagnetic waves are transverse in nature. Now the polarization of the electromagnetic waves. So electromagnetic waves also exhibit polarization. When we are dealing with the polarization aspects, we show only the electric field variation, even though magnetic field variation is there in the perpendicular plane. So you will consider only the electric field here. Consider the electromagnetic wave propagating along the z direction. So the electric field vector E of the electromagnetic wave makes an angle theta with respect to the x-axis. This electric vector E could be resolved into two perpendicular components Ex and Ey along x and y axis respectively. So here this is the vector which makes an angle theta with the x-axis. So this vector can be resolved into two components. One is the Ex and another one is the Ey, or E is the resultant of Ex and Ey. So based on the magnitude of the components and the phase difference between the components, so that is the phase difference between Ey and Ex and the magnitude of Ex and Ey, based on that one we can classify them polarization into three categories. They are: one, linearly polarized electromagnetic waves; two, circularly polarized electromagnetic waves; third one is elliptically polarized electromagnetic waves. Let us consider them separately. So first, linear polarization. So in the case of linear polarization, the amplitude Ex and Ey may or may not be equal, and they are in phase with each other. So Ex and Ey are the two components. If they are in phase with each other, then we will get the linearly polarized light. Ex may be equal to Ey or may not be equal, but they should be in phase with each other. Now since Ex and Ey are in phase, both of them should reach maxima and minima values simultaneously, so that we can see here. So they will reach maximum and minimum simultaneously. So the resultant electric vector E is always oriented at an inclination of theta with the x-axis. It is strictly confined to a single plane perpendicular to the direction of the propagation. Thus we say that the wave is linear polarized. If one E1 and E2 are the amplitudes of Ex and Ey respectively, then Ey is equal to E2 by E1 into X. So this E2 by E1 is a constant. You can take it as M. So therefore Ex, this is equal to M into Ex. So M is the slope there. So this is nothing but the straight line equation. So you will get the straight line here. So here the Ex is varying, here Ey is varying. They are in phase. When this thing becomes maximum, here Ey also becomes maximum. So we will get the linearly polarized light here. Next is the circularly polarized light. So in this case, in the case of circular polarization, the amplitude of Ex and Ey are equal in magnitude, and the phase difference is exactly 90 degree. When Ex becomes maximum, Ey becomes 0. When Ex becomes 0, Ey becomes maximum. Thus the resultant electric vector E has a constant magnitude, and it traces a circle on the plane perpendicular to the direction of the propagation. So E vector completes one cycle of rotation in a span of one wavelength. Since the locus of the tip of the vector E is a circle, the wave is circularly polarized. So if E1 is equal to E2, for the amplitudes E1 equal to E2, this is the amplitude of Ex and Ey. Since phase difference is pi by 2, it can be shown that Ex squared plus Ey squared is equal to E1 squared. So this is a constant. So this is like just like x squared plus y squared is equal to a squared. That is the equation of the circle. So here we will get the circularly polarized light. So when this is nothing but Ey, when Ey becomes 0, Ex becomes maximum. When Ex becomes maximum, Ey becomes 0. So like that. So next is the elliptical polarization. If the amplitude of the Ex, Ey are unequal, resultant vector E is the rotating and whose magnitude varies between maximum and minimum. Thus the tip of vector E traces a ellipse on the plane perpendicular to the direction of the propagation. Thus the wave is elliptically polarized. So here they are not in phase. Ex is not equal to Ey and they are not in phase with each other. That is, delta should be other than 0. So then we will get the elliptically polarized light. So if delta is 90 degree, so then we will get this equation. So that is nothing but this one here. So they are 90. Since they are not equal, that is Ex is not equal to Ey, we will get the ellipse. If Ex is equal to Ey and delta is equal to 90, we will get the circle here, that is circularly polarized light. So here they are not equal, so therefore you will get a elliptical structure. So here we will get the, for other angle other than 90 degree, we will get the inclined ellipse here. So this is the elliptical polarization.